Hi guys, so today's tutorial, I'm really excited to share this with you because I have my assistant Hannah who's been working with me for quite a while. I love her, I adore her, and I'm going to share how I do her makeup. She's half Asian and she doesn't have a monolid, but she has a hooded eye. And I give a lot of tips and tricks on how to do the right kind of sultry, sexy, smoky eye makeup on a hooded eye. I think this makeup would also be very beneficial for someone who has a monolid or who is Asian. Also, the eye makeup, I use a ton of drugstore products, and I know I use a lot of high-end products a lot of times in my tutorials, but I wanted to mix it up and use some drugstore makeup. I know there's so many great affordable products out there these days, and I really want to try to incorporate more drugstore makeup in my newer upcoming makeup tutorials. And always, I love when you leave me comments. I read through every single one of them, and I know that I don't answer back to every single one of you, but I do read them all, and I appreciate all your support, and thank you for everything, and I see you very soon. Bye. Okay, so the first product I'm using on you, Hannah, is this Wonderglow by Charlotte Tilbury. And it has, I just like using it if you feel like your skin is a little bit dull or you need like an instant kind of boost to you. Your skin is not dull, you have gorgeous skin. But I'm gonna use this anyways because it does make a huge difference. I also like this product by itself during the day if you don't feel like wearing any foundation. You can just wear this. Okay, so the foundation I'm using on you, Hannah, is this Maestro Giorgio Armani. I'm applying it with my Real Technique sponge. I recently just got this sponge from Sam and Nick and I love it. They turned me onto it. And this foundation just is beautiful. I think it has a beautiful finish. It's not too heavy, but it still gives you a nice coverage. This foundation also looks like skin. That's what I like. It doesn't really doesn't give you this overly heavy feeling of foundation, but it still gives you coverage. So I like the combination of the two of them. Okay, so the next step we're doing are your brows, Hannah. This is a new product by Benefit, and I'm going to use that on you today. Now, Hannah, you've been struggling with your brows for quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah.
And you've been trying to grow them back in. You can see right here, she's trying to grow them. They're on the thinner side, so we're going to just fill them in and make them look a little bit more thicker. That's just something you always complain about, are your brows. You've been trying to grow them in for quite a while. What I do with this pencil is I just lightly stroke it and I ever so slightly just draw on tiny little hairs with fine strokes. The next product on your brows is this Tinted Brow Gel by Anastasia. And I think that you will definitely benefit with this product because it gives you immediately more texture. And it almost like creates more fine little hairs on top of your brows. If you see the difference between this brow and this brow, definitely right away a huge difference. I'm using this LORAC eye primer. Now, I think that for your eye shape, an eye primer is definitely very beneficial. You're half Asian, and if you look into the camera, I want everyone to see that your eyelid kind of disappears when you open your eyes. So what happens is if you put shadow on, sometimes it probably can end up here, right, if it's not done properly. So I think an eye primer for you probably is very beneficial, right? Do you use one on yourself?
Every single day.
Yeah. And I'm also putting the primer on the lower lash line because we are going to use quite a lot of shadow underneath your eyes. The first product I'm using on you is this Anastasia eyeshadow in Birkin. It's just a really great basic color, which I'm going to use all over your eyelid, just to kind of start as a base. So this color is perfect because it's nude, or very neutral. What we're going to do is use this product here by Maybelline. It's just a really pretty grayish, dark color. I'm putting that in the inside of your waterline. And you can go really messy, even if it like bleeds out right away when you can see. That's fine, because I'm gonna go in with a dome brush. And I'm going to just smoke it out, drag it outwards, just kind of make it smoky and sultry and sexy. Open up. So again, we'll just kind of smoke it out, take whatever is in the inside the waterline, just kind of smudge it. And again, this doesn't need to be precise, this doesn't need to be perfect, we can go in later with a Q-tip, and if it's too low down, we just clean it up. It's almost better to focus more on the lower lashes, and we'll definitely bring some darkness on the lash line, but I don't think it will have a lot of effect if you put too much darkness on the upper lashes, because it'll just close down your eyes. So we'll just focus more on the lower lash line. Okay, my next product here is by L'Oreal. I love this. It comes with this really cool spongy applicator, and I'm going to bring this color more on the outer corners of your eye. So I'm just gonna apply most of it kind of halfway upwards. And then I'm going to go in with my brush, my 217, and I'm just going to smoke it out and blend it out and bring it just a little bit into your crease right here, but not too much. Just going to kind of like smoke it out. So it doesn't really look like there are any harsh lines, but I want to focus most of the color right on the outer corner. Just bring it in a little bit right into the crease, just so she gets a little bit of a definition. Okay, so you can see right here, I just want to like smoke it out a little bit more, just so I can open up her eye a bit more. But this shape is perfect for you, Hannah. Now, to give you eye makeup that ultimate sexy feeling and that kind of like sultry, bedroomy type of eye, you're going to take this black pencil here. The one I use is Maybelline, and I go into the upper and lower water rim. The upper water rim, I really work it in between, wiggle it in between her lashes. Okay, so now I'm going to put the black in her lower waterline. Really work it in there and go in between her lashes to make it really rich and black looking. Do the same thing on that side. And then I take my dome brush, if you look into the camera. I'm just gonna like drag it out a little bit and make it even more smoky. If you can see, I really hardly put I didn't put any liner on the upper lashes, because if you open up, it just, what it would do if you put a liner there, it just will drag your eye down, and this way it just opens it up, and I think all the focus is on your lower lashes. And now I'm gonna put mascara on, and it looks awesome on you, Hannah. Okay, so I'm going to use a primer on you first before I use the mascara, because you do have very oily eyelids, and I think it's going to be very beneficial for you, so your mascara doesn't run, right? Or why do you use it usually? Why do you use a primer?
I also use it because it gives a little bit of like bulk to my eyelashes.
Yeah. The mascara I'm using on you is the Maybelline Spider Effect. I know that's a it's not for everybody, this mascara, because it's definitely a little bit more clumpy and gooey. But for some reason on your lashes, because I see you almost every day, Hannah, I know that this mascara really works on you. Really like kind of opens up your eyes. And it really makes your lashes look fuller and thicker and heavier. I know that this one really works well on you. Okay, so you're almost done with your eye makeup. I'm just gonna bring my black pencil in, and I'm just gonna put a tiny little bit of that black on the outer corners, very close to the lash line. I'm gonna pull it out just a tiny bit, and I'm going to use my dome brush. And I'm just gonna buff it in, because that way your eye won't look too round and it just gives it a little bit more of a shape. That's perfect. I'll do the same thing on that side. Close. Just gonna bring it really close. Okay, so I'm just gonna do your makeup now, and all the products are gonna be in the description box because I've done this a million times. I wanna talk to you a little bit more because you are my assistant. Hannah has been working with me for how long now, Hannah? Like over a year and a half?
I think almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. So Hannah is the one who is really my right hand. She helps me with everything. She works with me on the YouTube channel, and she goes with me on jobs. She really does everything for me. And I thought I'm gonna do a video today with you. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about assisting, because I get these questions all the time. Everyone always, you know, obviously writes me and wants to become my assistant. And I wanted to just see from your perspective as well, because, you know, I think it's important to assist, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think it's like definitely an important part as a makeup artist? I think a lot of times people want to assist, but then after 3 months they're like, okay, I've done enough and I can move on and do it on my own. And I think you should just take your time as an assistant and do it for a while, because once you're out there on your own, you have to do it. So
I agree.
Right?
Yeah. I think a lot of like new makeup artists especially kind of want it to happen like immediately, and I do too, but I also have to understand, and everyone is different and has a different path, and so it could happen, you know, quickly for certain makeup artists, and then other makeup artists it may take a couple years.
Yeah.
But even if it does, you're going to learn so much as an assistant.
Yes.
And so I love being an assistant.
Yeah.
But it definitely takes time.
It does take some time. Yeah. And what do you think is the best way for an assistant to find a job? Because I think that's the biggest, hardest problem for most people. They're like, well, it's so hard to get the position. And I know I do get many, many emails, and you see that on my emails all the time.
I got all the no's in the beginning too. I got a lot more no's than I did yeses.
And don't give up, right?
No,
keep
if you
on,
give up, you're never gonna...
Yeah. Keep on writing to all the agencies. I mean, it's probably easier if you live in a bigger city,
Sure.
you know, but keep on writing to those agencies and, you know, go out to fashion shows and, you know, speak to makeup artists and like hand your resumes and go that way.
I agree. And in the meantime, if you aren't working, you should be practicing and learning. And, you know, like following all of your favorite makeup artists like Monika.
On Instagram?
On Instagram, YouTube, you know, like art books, and, you know, just learn and understand makeup.
I'm going to bring in this bronzer for you. And I think that these days also what's so great is that you have YouTube channels. Like I wish I would have had that when I started as a makeup artist. Like you have so much more information. In this day and age, you know, you can like learn from like people on Instagram, on YouTube. You can do a lot of these things which we didn't have when I first started. And when I started, shared any of the information, it was always like the secret thing, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like now it's all out there. Like you can really learn and pick it up on your own. I'm using this Laguna, just a little bit of a bronzer for brightening up your skin if you feel like you need a little bit more color. I really like this combination right here because you have it both in one package. I'm just going to use my fan brush, and I use it on the upper cheekbone right here, and I bring it also a little bit into your temple. You can even bring it a little bit underneath your brows. Beautiful. Do the same thing on the other side. Now, is there any other tips, Hannah, we can give everyone out there? I mean, just really don't give up. Try to assist, and
it'll happen for you. Eventually it will, and try not to compare yourself to anybody else.
Yeah.
Try to find your niche. Like, if you love to do bridal, then do bridal.
Oh my God, that's such a good tip.
And try it all and see what you
Yeah,
like.
because there's so many different makeup styles, and like, I know what I'm good at. Like,
Yeah.
I know that I'm not the type of makeup artist who will, you know, transform your face and do something super heavy. I love a natural makeup look. So I know that that's what I'm good at, and that's what that's what I'm doing. And, you know, I think that's the first step before you become a makeup artist. Like, figure out what you like to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you want to do bridal makeup, do bridal makeup.
Bridal.
If you want to do TV, do TV. You know, so that is definitely a really good tip. And so I actually really don't think that you need blush, Hannah. I really like just the highlighter and the bronzer on you. I don't know, to me you don't seem like a blush girl. So it's totally fine for you guys out there not to wear blush if you feel like that is a suitable look for you. I'm using this KEVYN AUCOIN one right here for you. I love this pencil. Such a gorgeous nude. The reason I'm doing the pencil on you is just to like, you know, give you a little bit more shape. This Clinique Chubby Stick on top of it, just to add a bit more moisture. That's it. I didn't use a pressed powder on you, but you really don't need it because I used the highlighting powder on you. And that's the finished look. That's the Hannah Bill look.